Hello? Lights, please? Oh! My eyes! Half-Life! Abiotic Factor is a game that I've been obsessively playing for the past week or so. And dear Christ, it's fun as shit. Oh, you want examples? Alright, bet.
I know that you're in there.
You awaken.
Bro, see,
Where did it go? What is it?
Look what it is, the Rex.
Guess who's whipping it out?
The game is something I unknowingly have been craving for. A survival game that's a bit unique. God knows those are rare as hell. And when it went on sale, I bought it, and I've not regretted my purchase since. I'll get into why in a minute, but I want to give a rundown of all the basic game stuff first. And I'll start doing that now. Yeah! Set in the Gate Cascade Research Facility, you are a scrawny scientist trying to survive and escape a catastrophe that has erupted inside the facility.
Wait, why is that glass?
Over time, you will learn the facility's secrets and how it came to be the way that it is now. On your first day, mind you. Bet you wish you stayed at Springer, eh? Obviously, there's quite a skim synopsis of the game's story, partly because I don't want to get into spoilers yet, and partly because I'm not a great scriptwriter, and I want to move along this section at a brisk pace. On the start of an actual playthrough, you get to choose your occupation and trades. If you've played Project Zomboid, I have, it's basically the same, except it's one and done. You can't change it at all, so you gotta be careful. The facility's layout consists of three main sectors: the offices, manufacturing, and the lab. A little interjection just to say that this is not the final amount of sectors in the game. We have 3 out of 7 that are currently planned, and there's probably going to be more with the game's success. In fact, we're getting 2 of them in the next major update, and they look lit, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, back to the actual stuff. Without getting into spoilers, I'll just say that each sector stands out from each other, and quite the joy to look at. There are also portal worlds, mini linear levels that you can find the entrances to around the facility. Oddly enough, they seem to reset every couple of days, so better keep that in mind. Being a survival game, of course you'd have to manage your needs.
Please.
Health, food, thirst, exhaustion, certain other needs. Now, generally, besides health, these won't be a problem at all at most points of a playthrough. Health is only an issue purely because of all the fights. Self-defense situations that you will get into over the course of your escape. Luckily for you, in a catastrophe, there ain't no one left to reprimand you for overkill, so you can go wild. Options include, but are not limited to, a baton, a mallet on fire, a spear that shocks, a sledgehammer with explosives strapped on it, gun, makeshift gun, and grenade. The recipients of which come in all shapes and sizes. Aliens, humans, schizophrenia, and of course your fellow co-workers. Although I am legally obliged to tell you that that last one is not recommended for your survival. Speaking of your trusty co-workers, you can tell they are definitely the best of the best. Truly the smartest of society. Oh, and you can also find them around the facility. They won't join your group, but, you know, you can talk to them.
Like I was wrong.
Or they just stand there and gaze into your low poly eyes. And finally, you have base building. Place a workbench anywhere in the facility that has a power socket, and voila, you can build anything. Reinforce it and protect it, because God knows they are coming for you. You've got to run. You've got to run now. Get out of the facility. What are you doing? It is time to move on. Now is going to be the time where I explain to you what, in my opinion, the game gets right. It's pretty obvious that I like Abiotic Factor. I'm making a video about it. But the real question is, why? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. Are you okay, sir? It's a breath of fresh air for an incredibly stagnant genre. And that makes sense considering the creative director isn't a fan of survival games. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't rather be stuck in a Black Mesa clone than Forest 4931? Oh, and well, half naked too. And this is coming from someone who's a fan of the genre. It's boring right now. And having something actually new and unique to play? Well, no wonder I've put nearly 50 hours into this game. Oh, dear Christ, I need another hobby. The combat in this game can be best described as a clusterfuck. And I mean that in the best way possible. At first it's easy, just hit the aliens and dodge when they charge. Repeat until they're pacified. There are the robots, but if you just stick a few meters away with a crossbow, you'll be fine. Then, as soon as they introduce humans, it just becomes a brawl. Reason number one being, they throw tons of them at you. And reason number two, they aren't exactly the smartest individuals around. Add in the fact they don't just shoot you, they shoot the aliens as well, who also at this point get bigger variants. Oh, especially in the lab, it just becomes utter chaos, and I love it. The facility itself looks pretty good. The lighting especially carries it. I find it entertaining to just wander around the facility and just gaze at everything. Seeing all the pure effort put in to make the facility the facility. As someone who likes animating, if you couldn't tell,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
the animations, especially for the firearms, are quite nice. There are, however, a few errors, especially with the SMG stuff. I don't think it's supposed to be that cheap. And saving the best till last, there is a section of the game that is just chef's kiss, and not just gameplay but also horror to an extent. Introducing my favorite part of the game, Flat Hill. Flat Hill is the second portal world that you find in the game. Your goal is to acquire power cells to unlock manufacturing. When you first enter, you are met with 1. The atmosphere, and 2. These boys. These are composers, big motherfuckers that are completely invulnerable to damage, although can be staggered. This leaves you with one choice. Run! However, run to a building, get inside, and you might think you're safe. Think again, they can fit their hands through the doors. You successfully escape the composers on the street. You pick up the power cell as you enter through a portal and enter an arcade. You might rest here, drink some water, eat some nachos, maybe steal an arcade cat. However, when you pick up the second power cell, you open a portal similar to the first one. You enter and... well, buckle up boys, you gotta get through somehow. Yep, one final encounter with a composer to round it off. With a parkour bit at the end, which I have definitely never messed up before.
Yeah. You retard.
Whew, that's it. You've got your 3 power cells, you can finally leave and open up manufacturing. As a wise blue man once said, it's all about presentation. And presentation is in what my opinion makes Flat Hill. However, as Abiotic Factor is an early access game, it obviously has some problems. I'll just be covering the ones which I think deserve to be covered and are not just nitpicks from me. So I'll start off with the obvious thing first. Bugs. To be fair, I'm gonna be honest, there ain't many. Like, it's been pretty smooth sailing for most of my playthrough. Keyword there being most. Elevator clipping, gun animation errors, and T-poses, those are what I can name at the top of my head right now. However, all but one issue I've had hasn't really affected the game negatively for me. And the one that did was a crash, so honestly, bravo Deepfield, good quality assurance. Heavy melee weapons are practically useless in this game. I'll give you an example. Here's a thermal mallet. It does 20 damage plus burn, and swings quite quick. You can even power attack without a shield with a perk, and you can acquire it quite quickly after you enter manufacturing. Quite nice. Here is a sledgehammer, a heavy melee weapon you could also find in manufacturing, albeit further in the sector. It does 42 damage. Okay? Here's the problem. They swing so fucking slow. With the thermal mallet, you could swing 4 times before the sledgehammer even hits. And you could swing another 6 times before the sledgy hits again. And doing the maths, the total damage is a fucking landslide. It's not great. However, I haven't mentioned something. To use heavy melee weapons efficiently, you require level 8 strength. Now, when I switch to a world where I have level 8 strength, and apply it to the sledgehammer, you can see it swings quicker. And doing the maths again, it's a lot more balanced, albeit the mallet still edges out. That's a bit of a problem. Level 8 strength is hard to get. Not in the fact that it's difficult or it's like a challenge. No. It's hard to get in the fact that it's annoying and time consuming. If you start out your game and you're not actively just running in circles with filing cabinets on your back, you'll most likely not get level 8 strength until you're near the end of labs. That's at least what happened to me on my main playthrough. And by that time, you'll have access to better melee weapons. Listen, I don't have a fucking Scooby on how to fix them besides reworking them, but I do like the idea of them being unusable until you get your strength up. But for me, level 8 is just too high. And in a very similar circumstance to heavy weapons, albeit they are much more useful, guns! Now, for this, I'm going to be exclusively talking about manufactured guns. Oh, for fuck's sake. The makeshift guns or range weapons in this game are near perfect, except for the pipe pistol. That gets outclassed by the scatter shot almost immediately after you get it. There are currently 5 manufactured, or I think they actually call them overworld guns. I'm just going to keep calling them manufactured guns that are currently in the game. 3 of them in particular are quite special. See, they require some conditions to be met before you can use them. The first condition to be met is biometric arm wraps, the recipe of which is unlocked at accuracy level 10, which is also the other condition. So you can't just give your mate the arm wraps, he has to also be accuracy level 10 in order to use these guns. Getting to accuracy level 10 is a bit of a pain, and you sacrifice a lot by wearing the arm wraps, set bonuses and arms. So you would hope you get some good rewards, right? Well, you only really get one, and that's the Magnum. The SMG and especially the shotgun are either just okay in the case of the SMG, or just flat out obsolete in the case of the military shotgun. I shall start with the SMG. The SMG it's a mixed bag. It has its moments for sure, but compared to the grinder gun, a ranged weapon that you get much earlier, it's slightly worse in my opinion. And that magazine capacity is an affront to God. Can you please change it to 20? My OCD will thank you. As for the military shotgun, oh god. The problem with the military shotgun isn't so much the gun itself, although it's pretty decent at best. The problem with it is there is a better variant that is a guaranteed spawn, does more damage, lasts longer before needing a repair, doesn't take 7 fucking years in order to reload a shell, and biggest of all, doesn't need the arm wraps or accuracy level 10 in order to use it. The military shotgun got done dirty, like, god damn! As for the Magnum, I ain't gonna lie, Chief, it's fun. It's really fun. Obviously, a few more buffs, believe it or not, these guns were worth, a few more buffs could iron everything out. Fun fact, this section had to be rewritten and re-recorded. Originally, you couldn't repair 4 out of the 5 manufactured guns in the game. And this was a big problem because if you were an unlucky bastard like me, you would be stuck with the one guaranteed spawn of the Glock in the entire game. And of course, that would break, so you would have to find a new one. And I couldn't, for the life of me, find another Glock until I was already past accuracy level 10. I found 9 SMGs and a fucking Magnum that I couldn't use before I found a single Glock.
He dropped the pistol! Oh my god!
Alright, I'm relieved that I'm
This
finally
is-
done
oh,
with
no,
this.
is a retrieve.
I'm happy that Abiotic Factor got the success it deserves. And this is in no way biased because the game is from the country I'm from. No, sir. Nah, but seriously, congratulations to Deepfield. I'm glad the game was a success. And finally, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching this far. If you want to, and I ask that you do the things with the buttons and comment to help me out. That would be gratis. Au revoir, and enjoy the rest of the video and your day. Also, Deepfield, and a Pavlova. Cheers.
The fucking door. The fucking door. Open the door.
Life at games can be demanding, so it's important to remember that rest is help. Simply taking a moment.
I'm with the science team. Fuck! I want to get the I want to get the bolt back. Fuck! No! I'm gonna die.
Target.
Fantastic!
Alright, yeah, no, you're gonna wait till he does all this, man. So you can sprint jump that. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Yo. Hey. Hey.
Go!
Hello there, stranger.